Boom, boom. This is Ken. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Soul Land Reloaded up today, so we got a few things to go over. All right, first of all, and most importantly, the three-eyed golden lion event. As I said a few days ago, I expected that this event would probably come out sometime this week, and it has come out here Tuesday morning. So basically, you need to get into this because this right here is going to be the way that you get those last 30 shards that you will need to make the three lions. Let's go ahead and take over the spirit soul here and take a look at him. So here he is, the three-eyed golden lion. As you can see, they're giving you some awakening branches there inside of the event. So go ahead and grab those up. They should be free for your logon event. So we do have him now. As I said, I put him on T, and he is definitely a spirit soul that's sort of angled towards a sort of a melee type front. So I went ahead and applied that to T in my tank, and I moved the horse that I had on him over to Tang Hao. The horse sort of releases lightning, so it has a melee facet as well too. It's not a ranged beast. So that's what it did. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, so this is a really good a unit to get. It makes the third spirit, so you can apply it directly to one of your actual characters to give a buff to the character. But still, we're still at 2 spirit souls within the actual formatting, so you can only use 2 right now. 1 for your main team, 1 for the secondary team. So at this point, just those 2. You will be able to once you clear the actual constellation that's up here, the Spirit Soul Secret skill. Once you clear this constellation, you will be able to actually apply that next slot for the Soul Beast that is open. So they do have an opening for it at this point, but it's locked out until you get that cleared. Once you clear that, you'll be able to use it. So at this time, 2 should be enough for your teams. And of course, you want to get as many as you can, of course, just to put singularly on each character because it does buff the character. So we are up to 290 million. So we will be hitting 300 million probably sometime within the next month or 2. I started to apply stuff to divine skills for the characters. I bought up all the main team. As you can see, you'll notice that Chen has overtaken Tang San as my top most BP at this point by about 1 million. So what I've been doing is I've just been filling in the divine skills. I've doubled the divine skill. Well, not for him yet because he's S, but I've already got 10 for that, so we'll be able to do that pretty soon. But for all the main team, I didn't have enough shards, quite enough shards for her yet, for the SS version of Ayen, to take her skill up to 2nd. She's the chest for her a little bit difficult to obtain. She's in the specialty chest, so I'll just have to wait until some more chests for her pop up before I can do her divine skill. But I'm going to go ahead and continue bringing up these 3. I'll go ahead and bring them up to 3rd level. I'm also going to bring up Tian up to 3 Sun, but I'll probably do Chen first, get him up to 3 Sun. So my main team right now is Tian, Tang Hao, Chen, and Ayen is who I'm using, and then I'm sticking Tang San on the 2nd team, and he is and put the check mark on him to utilize his skill, so that when the skills proc, he'll come out, he'll pop onto the screen and proc with his skill, which does a lot of damage. And so that way we can get a little bit of damage out of him. And then I moved BB Dong, who has the 2nd strongest stack. I moved her to the 3rd. She's on the 3rd team, and she is the actual one throwing out the skill for that one. But that'll be changing pretty soon. I'm starting to bring those up. I finally got Oscar, and I'm starting to bring Oscar into line. So as you can see, we're starting to have the formations here for the next team associated through these 5 characters. We only need 4, of course, but so we'll definitely have Oscar as the healer. And then damage dealers, you know what. And I'm just keeping BB in simply because of the fact that she was the main character, and she still does a pretty good hunk of damage coming off of the actual setup there. But now that I brought Oscar in, I'm a little bit overloaded on the back side here. We will be needing these characters sooner or later. I'm just determining whether or not I want to go ahead and reclaim the resources from them, or if I want to, do something else. So just, something else we're going to have to decide about who we want second. One of the things that the second team really does not have any type of tank setting for it, and that's one of the things that worries me. Hopefully we'll get a tank, SS tank or an SS plus tank sometime in the near future. So I might just, it might be behooved to go ahead and make a little bit more up on Ren and have her utilize her inside of the next one. But I'll just have to see how the team fares without a tank. I mean, because Dai is melee, so he gets in there, but he has no tanking capability whatsoever. Zhu is of course melee as well too. So generally, if I throw those two into melee, might be able to keep enough off of the back line. But there are some characters that go directly for the back line, or they will ignore characters that come into melee and ignore the tank and go straight for the back line. There's not really a whole lot you can do about that. So, but it's best to have a tank for your second team as well. But there are no tank SS characters other than Tien, so we'll have to just figure out something else in that regards. All right, so other than that, we've got the Master Forge. This ends today, so make sure that you use all of the resources in here. It's really good that you can get at, because you can get some. I managed to get 10 shards for him right there. So that's what you want to use that for. But there's a bunch of other resource exchange in here. I need to go through this today and purchase a lot of this stuff that I'm going to utilize. You can get all kinds of good mats in here, as well as some. Since I'm bringing up Oscar, I am in serious need of Soul Force files, so I probably might go ahead and purchase some of those as well. But there's a lot of stuff that you can get inside of there. As for that, Wrongs tees up, of course, so you might want to take part in that. You could usually get a little bit out of that. But other than that, that's the only 2 events that we have going on. You also, of course, want to continue to focus on the festival. Okay, because that's always a good way to get some of the experience for you get the S shards, so you can use them on your SS and SS plus characters. That's the way it goes. This is the main reason I do that, which is why I try to get as much of those as I can. Yeah, so we're at 290, so we're only about 10 million away from 300 million, which is our goal. And I pretty much haven't figured out probably what I'm going to do at this point. I'm going to bring these 2 up to 3 suns. Okay, so that the whole entire main team will be at 3 sun. Well, I'm of course going to bring her up too. That'll be, and once I get to 3 sun, we'll have to make the determination as to what I'm going to do with the second team. How far I want to bring the second team up. Do I want to sort of focus, roll over to the second team? Because a lot of the in-game content, and to get higher up in some of those events and stuff, you need to have 2 teams. Just the way it is. So, and then maybe start trying to sun up some of the second team at that point. Or do I want to just go ahead and continue to go 4 suns on these? But that's going to take a long time. That's a long time in the future. It's going to be several months before we can start thinking about whether or not we're going to do that. But in the meantime, you got to keep up with those events. We should be seeing a return of the bow event for her, so you'll be able to get some more shards for her, and she'll be an excellent addition as well. As we start getting the SS plus characters roll out, we're going to start phasing out the S characters. We can start recouping the actual mats that we use for that from the regenerate, so that we can get all those mats back, the experience points, the materials and everything, and we can use those to bring up the other characters. It's one of the reasons I was able to bring Oscar straight to straight to the first level of orange without having to do. I was able to break through his equipment all the way to that without having to do any type of um, farming for those mats. So that worked out really well. And when same thing whenever you're like, the first one will probably be most likely probably going to be Dooku. Most likely will be the first one to go because I really don't need him in much anymore. He did have use in PvP, but no longer. I mean, when the game started out, he was good for PvP, but he's not really needed at this point. I'm just using him right now in the teams. He's going to be needed in a team. Once they open up the third support bracket, then you're going to see a need for him to be utilized. So that's the only reason I'm really holding on to him at this point, because there's really nothing else that you can actually set up to do at this point. So what we're going to have is we're going to have this third support bracket. It's going to open up right here. And this opens up at level 85, which is 2 levels for me. So, I've got the main team. As I said, this is my main team. This is the one that opens up when you do the, you have to light up the entirely Heavenly Dragon Horse constellation. Remember I showed you that just a few minutes ago? That will open up this slot. So then I'll be able to utilize, because you have the first team has it, and we'll be able to open up another slot. Got to have 4 divine tools, but all of these slots opened up at 85. So we're going to need more characters. So there's no use getting rid of all your S characters at this point, because at 85, which for me is probably going to happen sometime within the next, it's probably going to be, I'll be crossing into 84. It's probably going to take me probably Thursday or Friday. I'll hit 84, and then it'll probably be the following Friday or Saturday. I'll hit 85. When that happens, those slots will open up. So I'll need a person to put into those slots. Right now, I'm not using Dooku in any team, as you saw, simply because of the fact that I don't have a slot for him, because all the slots are being utilized by previous characters. So Sup 1 is, as I said, Tang. That's his, and he's checked, which means his fusion skill is used. Second time I moved BB from Sep 1 to Sep 2. Got the check on her to utilize her. So as you can see, Dooku's not being used. I just put Oscar up, so I haven't had a chance, but I'm going to be putting him into the team. Most likely, I'll probably be, even though Chen does pretty good damage, I'm using BBs. So I'll probably just be removing Chen and putting in Oscar. But that's not really important at this point, simply because of the fact that this is the second team. This is not a team; it's a support. You just put in the best with the best ones with the highest BP. This is the only thing that matters is who the checks on. But as you can see, I'm running. I've got a couple of characters now that are not being utilized for any of the teams, but they will be once we get 85. This will open up more slots, and they will be able to utilize them. But Bo's going to be coming out, SS Plus. Once you work her up, then so at this rate, S characters are going to start. Basically, if you look at it from I have all of the SS Plus and the S characters now that I got Oscar. So basically, it's pretty much set. That when Bo comes out, we're going to start, one more after Bo, and we'll have to start getting rid of S characters, because we'll have enough SS and SS Plus characters to start filling up the third bracket. I'm not exactly sure how. I'm assuming it's going to be 4, but I assume it's going to be layered. Like this will open up, and I'll get 1 slot at 85. Then maybe 90, I'll get another slot. 95, I'll get another slot. At 100, I'll get another slot. That would be the assumption that I'm under. So basically 4 more slots is what I'm thinking, which will allow you to increase the main objective of your team. So at the rate we're going, we're probably going to be there, you know, another 3 or 4 characters, and we will be able to fill up all slots with SS and SS Plus characters. I guess SS Plus because I think all the characters released in the future are going to be SS Plus characters. Nobody I've done some researching and stuff on the foreign sites. It doesn't seem like they're going to be focusing anymore on SS characters. It's going to be SS Plus characters, but they're done the same way as SS characters, so it's not that big a deal. Just a little bit longer to get them, but they're more powerful. So that's where it is at that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. But I would like to see an SS Plus tank. Would be really nice because that would help fill up that second team. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at. So that's why you want to hold on to those. You're probably going to want to hold on to S characters until you probably get to level 95 or something like that. And then by that time, you'll be able to, those of us who are farming on a consistent basis like I am, will be able to start moving SS characters and SS Plus characters into all of our slots, and we won't have any use for using S characters. So that's the goal at this point. But that's a ways away for me. But like I say, I should be hitting 84 probably on Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday. I think that's about 3 more days actually, before I'll hit it. And then into the following next week, I should be at 85. And when that comes, we'll of course do a video. We'll see the slots open up, but I'm assuming it's going to be 4 more sub slots. Would be my assumption. Okay. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Click on that bell once you've done that. Also, remember to like and share the video, as that does help the channel immensely. It's Kenra coming at you from the corner, signing out.